Ever wonder what the past really looked like? These rare photos reveal moments that shaped history in ways you've never seen before. Meet Jack Dempsey, the Manasseh Mauler. In 1921, he defended his heavyweight title in a fight that drew 91,000 fans and made boxing history with the first $1 million gate. Dempsey wasn't just a boxer, he was a legend in motion. This man sipping wine in a Paris cafe? That's Auguste Escoffier, the king of kitchens. He redefined French cuisine, brought order to chaotic kitchens, and his cookbook, Le Guide Culinaire, is still used today. That iconic triangle slicing through New York City? That's the Flatiron Building, built in 1902, where Broadway, Fifth Avenue, and East 22nd all collide. Its basement once held a legendary French restaurant, one of the first to feature a black jazz band, until Prohibition shut it down. Meet Igor Stravinsky, one of the most influential composers of the 20th century. In 1921, he was reshaping music with bold, modern sounds that shocked and inspired. Known for the rite of spring, he broke every rule and made new ones. In 1921, women's swimwear came with rules, strict ones. This photo shows a Chicago officer measuring bathing suits to ensure they were no more than 6 inches above the knee. Meanwhile, men, free to bare their thighs. It wasn't until decades later that the bikini would break the mold. Meet Jack Johnson, the Galveston Giant, the first Black American world heavyweight champion and a legend far beyond the ring. In this 1920s photo, he's casually showing off his strength doing winter chores. A Harlem icon and pioneer of the Harlem Renaissance, he stood tall against racism, with pride and power. This stunning shot captures a cowboy at the ZT Ranch in Pitchfork, Wyoming, part of one of the most legendary dude ranches in the West. Photographer Charles Belden helped turn scenes like this into American icons, shaping how the world sees the cowboy lifestyle. Meet Luisa Tetrazzini, the Italian soprano with a voice so powerful she could hit an F above high C. This photo shows her making early recordings that stunned the world. Beloved in San Francisco, they even named a pasta dish after her, Chicken Tetrazzini. This is Warren G. Harding, 29th President of the United States, sworn in 1921. He promised a return to normalcy after World War I, but his legacy was rocked by scandals, from bribery to secret affairs. Harding died suddenly in 1923, and Vice President Calvin Coolidge took the reins. The 6 days of New York. Non-stop cycling madness at Madison Square Garden. Teams raced day and night for 6 days straight, and Aussie champ Alfred Goulet, he won it 8 times. Legends were made on this track. Kensal Green, post-World I. London in perfect rows. These homes were built fast and cheap after the war, following a cookie-cutter blueprint to house the booming population. Many early residents were Irish immigrants, a legacy still felt in the neighborhood today. USS Alabama bomb test, 1921. Once a Navy training ship, the USS Alabama was blown up in 1921 to test if planes could sink battleships. Spoiler, they could, and it changed military history. Meet Duke Kahanamoku, Olympic swimmer, and the man who made surfing famous worldwide. They called him the Big Kahuna, and in 1925 he saved 8 people with his surfboard. Legend status? Absolutely. 1914. Lionel Martin races up Aston Hill in a homemade car and crashes it. The win? Legendary. The result? A name that would define speed and style, Aston Martin. Long before Hollywood fame, Bob Hope teamed up with Lloyd Durbin for a vaudeville act full of laughs, dance, and sharp style. This photo? Pure 1920s promo gold. Meet Sylvia Pankhurst, arrested 15 times for women's rights. This photo? A breakfast toast after one of her many releases from prison. A fearless voice for equality, justice, and change. Flying in the 1960s, it looked like this. Welcome aboard the Boeing 747, where passengers lounged in style with cocktail bars, spiral staircases, and legroom dreams are made of. This wasn't just travel. It was luxury in the sky. Meet Robert Wadlow, the tallest man in recorded history. Standing at a staggering 8 feet 11 inches, he literally towered above everyone. Born in 1918, his incredible height was due to a rare condition called gigantism. Even regular-sized cars looked like toys next to him. Flying in the 1920s looked a little different. These wicker chairs were real airline seats. No seat belts, no tray tables, just hope. This was luxury air travel back then. And yes, that's the cockpit, wide open to passengers. Would you take a ride in this flying basket? High above San Francisco Bay, this daring shot captures a worker during the construction of the Golden Gate Bridge in the 1930s. No drones, no safety nets, just guts and gravity. Would you have the courage to stand here? Here's Einstein, not in a lab, but at home in Berlin. Fresh off his first trip to America, he called Americans friendly, self-confident, and optimistic. In that same year, he won the Nobel Prize in Physics, a genius, with a cozy cardigan and a global spotlight. Back when starting your car meant real muscle, many believed women couldn't crank an engine, but they proved otherwise. Pioneers like Anita King drove coast to coast, alone, in 1915. Cranking wasn't a barrier, it was a ticket to freedom. In 1921, Gandhi became the face of India's independence movement. He led national campaigns for justice, against poverty, caste discrimination, and colonial rule. Though he wore suits like this early on, by September, he traded them for a simple loincloth, standing in solidarity with India's poorest. This isn't a brewery, it's a booze bust. In 1921, during Prohibition, New York police raided illegal liquor operations like this one. That's Deputy Commissioner John A. Leach overseeing the destruction of a confiscated alcohol, pouring it straight into the sewer. In the 1920s, salons used machines like this, electric permanent wave devices, to heat and curl hair. As electricity spread, so did style. Short bobs and elegant waves became all the rage. This wasn't just fashion. It was science and beauty colliding. In 1921, Britain gathered its top minds in Cairo to decide the future of the Middle East. Among them, T.E. Lawrence, Gertrude Bell, and Winston Churchill, all shaping post-World War I Mesopotamia. And if you look closely, 2 lion cubs joined the meeting too. In 1921, Crown Prince Hirohito of Japan made history, becoming the first Japanese royal to tour Europe. In London, he dined with King George V, played golf with Prince Edward, and discovered British royalty was a bit more relaxed than the imperial court back home. These two just danced their way into history. This iconic photo captures the winners of a grueling dance marathon. 1,473 hours non-stop. That's over 61 days on their feet. Back in the 1920s and 30s, these contests were all the rage during the Great Depression. Hit like and subscribe for more untold history.